So that was you?
I just told the guards what's happening. Threadstar's gaining momentum, but I was careless.
Leora, and that patchy Piecey lady, what are you trying to say?
Hello, Kingdom Guards. I'm Scarlet the Seeker, former Kingdom Guard reporting in.
Miss Scarlet was a member of the Kingdom Guards. She's the one who uncovered Threadstar's plot, leading to Operation Starstrike. Also, she's Leah's mother. What? What are you talking about?
Let me explain. I discovered Threadstar's conspiracy all because of Leah. Leah was my daughter, a lovely girl. Unfortunately, she was sick and left me too soon. I always kept her little clothes by my bed, pretending she never left. I missed her dearly. Then one day, her clothes disappeared. A tiny Piecey appeared in their place. She turned to me and called me Mama. I thought this Piecey was a blessing from the gods, so I called her Leah. I cared for her fabric, we played, and I sang Leah's favorite song. Small flower braids in rows, the dreaming child with secrets glows. Ah, happy days. I always slept with a smile on my face, until she vanished too. Gone without a trace, like she never existed. I looked everywhere, but never found her. So I started investigating all the cases of missing Pieceys, hoping to find a clue. That's when I noticed Threadstar. The Kingdom Guards took it seriously, and Operation Starstrike succeeded. Threadstar was seemingly gone, but I still wasn't able to find my dear Leah. No matter where I looked, I never saw her again. Later, I left the guards and died alone, still searching for my baby girl. I was then reborn as a Piecey. This broken pocket watch stopped exactly at the time Leah left. I wear it always. I swore on it. Whether whole or broken, whether it takes a day or 100 years, I will find my Leah. After a while, I began sewing pieces of the victim Pieceys onto myself, piecing together their memories to find the truth. I've followed those memories ever since.
Threadstar kidnapped Leah and turned her into... That's why you were so emotional seeing Leora. You were sensing Leah.
Yes, those memories confused my mind, but I will never forget Leah's presence. Leah, my little Leah, I miss you so much.
Wind blows soft on the ridge, sending our sorrows off the bridge. Leah knows your voice.
I know. I followed Benny here because I suspected that over the decades, he's been helping Threadstar pick kidnapping targets.
Wait, so you think Benny is a member of Threadstar? That's why you attacked him?
Attack? I did chase him, but I didn't succeed.
How come?
What a liar. Benny wasn't at the fermentation zone his first day at the estate. I found him there, but that was early on the second morning.
Wait, that's the day after the first poisoning case. A whole entire day after Benny claimed he was attacked.
His first day hiding in the estate, I couldn't follow him inside. The next day, I followed him to the fermentation zone, trying to catch him. I was distracted by a noise, probably one of his accomplices. He escaped, and I wasn't able to attack him.
The so-called attack was just a setup. I understand now. We need to catch Benny quickly. Don't worry. Gordon asked Jenny to keep him locked up. Both he and Colleen have already been detained.
Unfortunately, The Piecey who attacked Julie used some forbidden power to strike from a distance. I didn't see them, so I can't be sure if it was Benny.
That's okay. You get some rest. I'll take it from here. I'm heading back to Ripple Estate to have a talk with them. Benny and Colleen are held in 2 nearby knock-knock cells. It also looks like the others found these shredded fabrics on Colleen, but she won't explain why she stole the suitcase. As for Benny, I have yet to see him. I heard he's insisting on his innocence and begging to leave the abandoned district. Suspecting an old friend must feel awful. Leora, if you ever need to talk, I'll be here for you. It's okay, Miss Nikki. After hearing about Miss Scarlet's investigation, I had some doubts about Benny. After all, if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have started renting costumes from Threadstar.
Huh? Didn't you start to suspect him when Threadstar got into trouble?
Threadstar was popular then, and their custom stage costumes were in high demand. Benny was a perfectionist and wanted me to rent a magical costume to boost my influence. It wasn't that strange to me. So just like I never told Juliet about these things, I never told Benny I was investigating Threadstar either. But I never expected to run into him here, right when we were tracking down Threadstar's remnants. Returning to the abandoned district after a long time, and running into so many accidents, it's hard not to be suspicious. Indeed. I've been afraid to face him because I'm worried I might get a bad answer. Leora, were you close to Benny in the past? Close? Yes, I suppose. As my agent, even though he was treated differently because of his facial scar, he always did his best to shield me from unwanted gatherings and fought for me to have more opportunities. I appreciated him. Benny said the scar was an old injury. Did he get it back then? No, it was even earlier. He was born from a torn piece of clothing. The owner of the clothing was a struggling actor who had an accident. It happened during a very dangerous performance. Both he and the costume were left with a permanent scar, and his dreams shattered. When I met Benny, he never really spoke about it, but kept washing himself and tidying the house, as if trying to repair every broken piece of his life. The pain from that accident, just like that scar, never faded from Benny's heart. Maybe because of this, he was a perfectionist and very strict with me, demanding I be a perfect star in everything I did. But he also cared for me a lot, like an older brother, ironing out every crease in my costume and making sure to tidy up my messy dressing table. At every performance, he stood backstage, applauded me, and gave me a bouquet of flowers. He wanted the spotlight on me even more than I did, as if the light could also heal his scars. Sorry for rambling. The most important thing to do now is to figure out what they're hiding. I think we can start by questioning him. If what I know about him isn't entirely based on lies, then he's not someone who's good at keeping secrets. All right, leave it to me. Momo, let's go ask Benny some questions. The wind is picking up. Momo, be careful. Don't blow away.
It's just a light breeze. I'm not worried at all.
You again? Detectives. Is it my turn to be treated like a suspect now?
This is just a routine inquiry in the investigation, Benny. If you're truly innocent, I recommend that you cooperate fully and answer my questions seriously. you when we were chasing Colleen in the Ripple wine cellar. Were you her accomplice in stealing the suitcase? If you have nothing to hide, why were you in such a hurry to pack and escape?
I had no idea you were chasing Colleen. How would I even know where I was at the time? As for stealing the suitcase, wasn't that after I was knocked out? I was hit by that jittery, patchy Pieceys as soon as I arrived. How could I have had time to steal anything? If it weren't for Colleen and Pommy finding me, I'd be dead. You wouldn't even have the chance to suspect me here. Don't waste time on me. Go after that patchy Piecey! If she hadn't been chasing me around all day, I wouldn't have been in such a rush to leave. I'm sick of the endless threats of a career that never goes smoothly. I want to go home. Is that a crime?
Ugh! This fluff bag's tougher than I thought! Nikki, let's hit him with the evidence! Tear those lies to shreds!
I had no idea. As for stealing the suitcase, wasn't that after I was knocked out? I was hit by that jittery, patchy Piecey as soon as I arrived. How could I have had time to steal anything?
I'm afraid that what you don't know is that we've already spoken with that patchy Piecey you mentioned.
What? That's impossible. That thing can't even form a complete sentence. How could you possibly...
Miss Scarlet has finally regained her senses. She's not some evil Piecey like you tried to frame her as. In fact, it's the opposite. You're the suspect, and that's why she's been chasing you all along. According to her testimony, your alibi doesn't hold up. In truth, all that evidence was a lie you and Colleen came up with, wasn't it? If I deduced correctly, your arrival time in the abandoned district is accurate. Windy can confirm that much, so you couldn't have faked it. But everything after that? Completely fabricated. The day you arrived, you went straight to the Ripple estate to meet up with Colleen and set your plan to steal the suitcase.
Colleen poisoned the detergent, and you stole the suitcase. She poisoned herself so she wouldn't be a suspect for the suitcase theft.
Exactly. After stealing it, you left the estate and met with Colleen in the fermentation zone. She always said she had a habit of doing her research at night. But once you left the estate grounds, Ms. Scarlet spotted you again. Thanks to Colleen's help, you managed to escape. After that, the two of you chose to stage a fake attack scene to frame Ms. Scarlet. That way, everyone at the estate would be on guard against her. She couldn't keep following you in the estate, and you had your unconscious all day alibi.
Now I get it. Even though Colleen and Pommy found you together the day before, the only one who claimed to have seen you unconscious there was Colleen herself.
In reality, you never went to the fermentation zone that first day. Colleen brought Pommy to find you on purpose, making her testimony seem credible.
That's quite a clever conclusion. But sorry, I'm just a failed talent scout. I don't get all the twists of this case, and I'm not interested in your detective games. I have no idea why that lunatic Piecey suddenly started spouting all this. The only thing I know is that she kept chasing and attacking me, and caused me a lot of trouble. If you insist on believing that maniac and refuse to believe me, well then, I've got nothing more to say. Suit yourselves.
What do we do, Nikki? He still won't confess. If he keeps insisting Miss Scarlet is lying, we can't really prove otherwise.
I would rather believe Ms. Scarlet's testimony, but with both sides telling a different story, we can't use this as evidence to convince Benny. Let's talk to Colleen again. If we can prove she gave Benny false testimony, we can completely shatter their lies.
So, now you've sent a human and this little yellow furball. I'm not in the mood to talk.
Colleen, refusing to talk won't help. Since you had the guts to steal Madame Julie's suitcase, You should have been prepared for the truth to eventually reveal itself. Since things have progressed this far, you might as well cooperate and tell us your reasoning for stealing the suitcase. You're so gentle with the birds, so why stay loyal to a cruel organization like Threadstar?
Steal a suitcase? Nonsense. You were chasing me so fiercely that I got scared and hid for my own safety, that's all. I didn't steal anything.
Those scraps were found in your possession. Still going to deny it?
Just some cloth scraps. I use them to test detergents. What? Is there a rule against bringing your own scraps to Ripple Estate?
If they were really just scraps for testing detergent, why did you keep carrying them while running away? Even when you were cornered, you still wouldn't let them go.
I'm a professional detergent bar owner. I have my reasons. Besides, you suddenly chased me. I didn't have time to think about what I was carrying. If you can't prove where these scraps came from, stop wasting my time.
Does this piece look familiar? We found it near Madame Julie's suitcase at Golden Fields, the one you didn't manage to take. If we compare this piece with the scraps we found on you, it will prove they're the same fabric. Or do you need to see a lab report before you'll admit it?
I actually left a piece behind.
Looks like you just admitted to being the suitcase thief. Now, one more question. Benny was your accomplice, wasn't he? His so-called coma was just your cover. He was never attacked at all, was he?
And what does it matter if I am the suitcase thief? Give it up. I'll never tell you anything else. As for Benny, I'd never seen him before I came here. And I'd never bother faking evidence for him.
Benny's notes say he often visits the Nightshade Lounge, the very one you own, Colleen. He even pays monthly tabs. A hands-on bar owner that goes as far as to personally test detergents, and even carries around test fabric scraps just in case. And yet you claim to never have met someone who's obviously a regular customer of theirs. What a liar.
That fool. Of all the things, how could he drop this page? Stupid. Utterly stupid.
It's over, Colleen. No denying it now. You and Benny were a team, poisoning the Dawn's First Light detergent just to steal that suitcase. Why? What is this golden vision? Why kidnap so many Pieceys? Why target Madame Julie? Don't you think enough Pieceys died already? Colleen, it's not too late. Tell us the truth, and we can stop more Pieceys from being lost.
Fine, I do know Benny. But just like you said, it's nothing more than a bar owner and a regular. I'd never risk faking evidence for a customer. And even if he came fairly often, I never liked that man. What a pretentious fool.
What do we do, Nikki? This is the most stubborn Piecey I've ever seen. She's still not telling us anything.
If she refuses to talk, we have no way to keep investigating. Momo, we need to find a flaw in her collaboration with Benny. Maybe we can start from here. Could Benny's journal page reveal more clues? We need to prove that his connection with Colleen goes beyond just a bar owner and a customer.
Huh? But we only have this single page, and it's all about Benny's work. There's nothing that shows any link to Colleen.
Back then, we thought Benny's notes were on the potential talent he was scouting. Now it looks like the targets he researched were probably kidnapping victims. Come on, we can't let them get away. Think carefully. How are we going to prove that the story about being attacked and discovered was actually a planned false testimony? I've got it! Colleen, could you please describe the state you found Benny in for us? If you are both telling the truth about what happened, both of your stories should match perfectly, right?
Didn't I already explain when I brought that Piecey back? Oh, you know I hate repeating myself.
I don't just want the broad story, I need the details. For example, what was the weather like that day? What scent of detergent did the fermentation zone smell like? And what condition was Benny in? Come on, Colleen. Answer these few questions and I won't bother you anymore.
Fine. That early morning, actually, the very morning of the Dawn's first light chaos, I went to check the fermentation zone and saw a buttonfoot and a white glove coming from the wooden barrel house. The weather was just normal. The air carried the scent of aroma lily, which gave me a headache. As for Benny, I thought he was just a worker resting, so I didn't pay much attention. I had no idea it was him.
Then the next day, you brought Pommy with you, and he was still there. Pommy checked, and that's when you realized it was Benny, knocked out from the attack?
Correct. But you already know that, don't you? The morning after the poisoning incident, the weather was fine, and the air smelled of flight fruit. He was lying in the exact same spot, still unconscious. Just one blow to the back of the head, and he's out that long. How pathetic. Now, is that enough? Don't bother me anymore.
Come on, is this ever going to end? I want to go home, you hear me? Home!
Benny, we have one final question. If you can answer it honestly, then maybe you can go home sooner. Please describe your experience of being attacked and knocked out, and when Colleen and Pommy found you. What was the weather like that day? What scent of detergent did the fermentation zone smell like? What condition were you in?
Oh, questions. Why so many questions? I already told you. I arrived that very morning when the Dawn's first light incident happened. It was still dark when I reached the estate. I got lost for a while before I found the fermentation zone, and then ran into that sneaky Piecey. As for the weather, it was pitch dark. Who knows what the weather was like? The scent? Probably something like wool fruit. I was really tired at the time. I just wanted to ask for directions.
True? Because that's not at all what Colleen said. Take a closer look. Her account of the first time she saw you doesn't match yours at all.
What? It should match. I was just lying there unconscious and...
You noticed too, right? She said the fermentation zone smelled of aroma lily, but you said wool fruit. If I didn't know any better, I'd say one of you wasn't there.
I just got it wrong. It was a mistake.
Benny, don't you think it's a bit too late to change your story and say the scent was aroma lily? The fermentation zone always starts releasing the scent of that day's ingredients after 3 a.m., but you and Colleen described completely different smells. If you're not lying, then how do you explain that?
No, I just made a mistake. I didn't... No, I never smelled anything. You pressured me into saying something, so I just blurted it out. Wait, I remember now. It wasn't past 3 a.m. when I arrived. I got to the abandoned district by 2 a.m., so I wasn't lost that long. I wandered a bit after that, of course, but not for long. Then I saw that crazy Pieceys pocket watch. It read 2:30.
You made a huge mistake, Benny. You keep trying to frame Ms. Scarlet, but you don't know her story, or the spirit and the sheer willpower behind her pursuit. That pocket watch was broken from the start. It's forever stuck at 11:18, the time Miss Scarlet lost her daughter.
Broken? Always broken? Lost her daughter. No, I don't understand.
Her daughter was murdered by Threadstar. You couldn't have seen 2:30 on that watch, so you're lying. Benny, I suggest you confess. It's over, Benny. Time to admit you lied.
We already know your background. You're both Threadstar's villains, sent to the abandoned district to carry out the Golden Vision, right?
This is your last chance to redeem yourself. Tell us why you stole the suitcase, and why you tried to kill Madame Julie. And stop working for Threadstar.
Come clean and we'll go easy on you. If you're honest, you'll get a lighter sentence.
No. Prison? Impossible. I have no idea what you're talking about. What Threadstar? What about killing Julie? I don't know anything. As for the scent in the pocket watch, who knows? Maybe I just misread it.
You're just the type who won't cry until death's staring you right in the face.
What evidence do you have that proves I work for Threadstar? Show me! How can you verify that I helped Colleen steal the suitcase? You caught her, right? You should find the suitcase and the cloth on her. If so, then lock her up!
You're ruthless. Your ally doesn't matter to you at all?
Why should I care about what happens to her? I just want to go home already. I don't want to stay in this place for another moment! Go away, detective. Without solid evidence, don't expect to hear another word from me!
Nikki, looks like they're both refusing to cooperate. We should figure out our next move. Phew. These two are hard to deal with. They're starting to crack, but they still won't confess.
Don't lose hope, Momo. At least we know they're partners now. Benny's so-called attack probably aligns with my theory. It's just a story they made up. Threadstar must have sent a few members to the abandoned district to carry out the Golden Vision.
Well, what exactly is the Golden Vision? And why would they want to hurt Madame Julie so badly? What should we do now, Detective Nikki? Their lips are totally zipped. Not even a hint. How are we supposed to piece the story together when we have no clues at all?
Hold on. Like I've said before, no matter how perfect a crime seems, if you look closely enough, cracks will always show. Bad seeds only grow bad fruit. I doubt that we're going to get any more information from Colleen. She would rather confess to stealing the suitcase and accept being punished than tell us what really happened.
Colleen is a pretty tough cookie, you know that? I mean, even if I pulled out my razor-sharp claws, I don't think she would be fazed in the slightest. She's just that tough.
But there might still be a chance with Benny. He's desperately denying it, and he insists there isn't any evidence. But if we find solid proof, we might crack him. Unfortunately, the assassination attempt on Madame Julie has no witnesses, and it's hard to find clues from the Esslings. That route probably won't work.
Should we start with the missing suitcase case?
Yeah. If we can prove that Benny stole the suitcase during all of the detergent poisoning chaos, he won't be able to deny it. And if we can prove Benny's a member of Threadstar, identifying his motive, he probably won't have much of an argument.
Makes sense. Detective Nikki, where do you think would be the very best place to start looking for evidence? Your trusty assistant Momo is here and ready to go whenever you need me. Just point me in the right direction and I'll get on it right away.
Whether it's Threadstar or Benny, the Pieceys in the abandoned district might not be familiar with them. We'll probably find clues asking guests from Sichia. How about we start by talking to... Leora. Since Benny was once Cersei's agent, she must know Benny's past better than nearly anyone else around.
All right, let's get going. With Nikki on the case, we've got this. Help.
But I don't know which of the seeds will bloom, who will be the sorceress to get through the storm. There's only one seed for a life. That's from As Rain Falls, As Flowers Bloom, right? It feels so different from what Madame Julie recited. That line only appeared in the premiere. I rewrote it later on. Benny really liked it. Back then, I always liked to oppose things he liked on purpose. After all, he could be pretty harsh. When I first arrived in Sichia, I felt like a bird finally flying far away. But Benny said little birds are light. Sometimes it's not that they flew far, but that the wind blew them away.
Wow, that was pretty mean.
He's always been stubborn. How is the interrogation going? We managed to expose Benny and Cooline's lies, and even piece together how they teamed up. It's too bad. Without concrete evidence, they just keep denying everything. Leora, do you recall there being any connection between Benny and Threadstar? Back then, I was so focused on researching performance costumes that I distanced myself from almost everyone. After becoming a Piecey, I never saw him again. However, back when Mr. Leon was still human, he often rented costumes from him. I even saw the two of them discussing the details backstage before my last performance. And Mr. Leon has always lived in Sichia. As a victim, he must remember the news when Threadstar was taken down.
Makes sense. Knowing him, he'd definitely jump at the chance to be interviewed and go on and on about how he was the victim.
Thank you, Leora. Sorry to trouble you with these questions. It's okay. I've asked myself over and over, if Benny is a criminal, I won't let him off. Otherwise, how could I face the strict lessons he taught me? When I was helping prepare for the Ripple Estate soiree stage, I heard that Mr. Leon was planning to rehearse near Beryl Grove today. You might see him over there.
Nikki, what should we do next?
If that's the case, why don't we go directly to Mr. Leon? He was at the scene of the theft, and he might be able to remember some details that were overlooked.
Then let's wait for him near the Beryl Grove.
Oh, this world is even sadder than the drapes at the Backwater Theater.
Mr. Leon, sorry to bother you. did you see Benny before or after the poisoning that day?
Benny? No, I didn't see him. Why? Do you think he was the one who stole the suitcase?
He doesn't honestly think that a few scraps of cloth will cover that broken face of his and hide his shameful past, does he?
You seem to know Benny's past well.
Of course! It all starts with my own glorious yet lonely past. A boy more fragile than an unfinished script. When he arrived in Sichia, his dreams were even bigger than the city. Even though he had already become a piece of living art, that era of foolishness trailed behind his shadow. On snowy nights, his monologues put the basement's hairband slugs to sleep. The applause that should have followed, lost along their way. Until one day, a kind gentleman gave him a gift powerful enough to shake the world, whispering, "Wear it, wear it." He knew everything has a price. Nightmares, pain, reminding him of their existence. He went back to perform the full submission again and again in hopes to awakening this ignorant era. But he fell, forever left upon the platform leading to his dreams.
Could that man be from Threadstar? Ugh. So they used everyone's dreams and it cost your life. But, what does this have to do with Benny?
Dear audience, don't be like those who know nothing of art, ready to tear away fate's every secret. Intermission time! Shall we have a little preview of Act 2? Look at you, such furious faces. Surely you've seen through the gods' twisted little trick. Such pitiful jealousy, too afraid to let the true starlight fall upon me. Sending that evil messenger, Benny, with fake generosity and kindness, politely selling costumes to me, all secretly marked with the price of downfall.
I mean, Benny was Cersei's only agent. I never suspected that he could possibly be one of the culprits behind selling all those stage costumes. This is truly shocking. And now it's clear. He really is connected to Threadstar.
This is exactly the evidence we're looking for. Mr. Leon, thank you for your help. I never expected that you too were hurt by Threadstar, and never got to perform your solo show.
It's fine, it's fine. Every step on stage I make now is rehearsal. All in preparation for the full submission. Just wait and see. The boy who fell on the platform will be back, carrying all the scripts rejected to expose this fake world.
Nikki, can we finally take down Benny now? Let's expose Threadstar's whole scheme and reveal the truth behind everything they've been hiding.
This suggests a link between Benny and Threadstar, but we'll still need solid proof that he's the one who stole the suitcase if we want to expose his secrets.
But no one suspected Benny when we investigated the suitcase theft case before. Where do you think we should start digging from here?
Ha! Miss Nikki. There were plenty of audience members obediently seated under the stage that day. Why not go ask them?
You mean... Oh, right! We questioned Squeaky and Belford, but we got caught up with running around. We haven't even interviewed Leora yet. Maybe she'll link Benny to stealing the suitcase.
Then what are we waiting for? Come on, let's find Leora and ask her.
I think I was here. And then... Leora, are you recalling what happened the day the suitcase was stolen? Miss Nikki, yes. While you were all busy with the questioning, I just stood by doing nothing. I felt so ashamed. I thought that if I could recall some overlooked details, maybe I could help. That's fine. In fact, we were thinking the same thing. We came to hear more about that day in detail. Of course. As always, the first to receive the Dawn's first light that morning were the on-duty staff, so they would be able to quickly return to their posts. After I applied it and was about to head back, I noticed some staff were already showing symptoms. I had a bad feeling, so I ran here, hoping to meet Gordon. When I arrived, I saw Squeaky pressing juice there. She's usually really energetic, but at that moment she seemed unusually agitated.
If you say so, it really sounds like she must have already been hallucinating back then. She was talking about flying fruits, runaway bags, all sorts of impossible things.
At the same time, I saw Belford approaching. He carried a bunch of detergents, but was already unsteady. It sounds like Belford was about to hallucinate too. I wanted to help him, but I quickly started to feel dizzy myself, stumbling and bumping into him. Lots of detergent spilled. The smell was strong. Oh, this must be the fragrant fireworks Belford told us about. But then I started hallucinating too. I can only remember some fragments. A yellow bulkhead with 2 blue-purple horns, wearing a blue-purple jewel on his neck. Well, I thought the bulkhead might charge. While dodging it, I bumped into a sack, and I think I may have cracked it.
Do you think that bulkhead could be Belford? I remember his yellow hat having 2 blue-purple patterns. Just a thought.
That's a possibility. Then suddenly I heard a loud shout ring out. You'd rather have perfect wheat fields than accept the Barrisont I bring! Something like that.
That has to be Mr. Leon. I think your version of this line is better than his original.
That was him. I was startled then. I saw the bulkhead run away, felt danger was coming, and left quickly. It looks to me like both you and Squeaky were scared off by Mr. Leon's shout. When I came to my senses, I was at a remote water spot, soaked through, and there was no one nearby. So that's what happened. We met the other witnesses Leora mentioned to us, but I can't shake the feeling that something is off. There should have been one more Piecey there. The thief. They couldn't have disappeared without a trace. But what exactly feels wrong? Don't rush things, Miss Nikki. Maybe we can simulate an interrogation. Treat me like a suspect, find any inconsistencies in my story. Maybe the truth is hiding in plain sight. Great idea! We should get started. Ready, Miss Nikki? We'll start when you are. Leora, could you please describe again what happened nearby that day? Especially the part where you saw Squeaky and Belford. Not a problem. When I arrived here, Squeaky seemed already caught up in hallucinations, pressing juice with wild agitation. Belford was on the other side, transporting detergent but already unstable. I tried to help, but felt dizzy and accidentally bumped into him, spilling the detergent.
Got it. Leora testified that she bumped into Belford and accidentally spilled detergent all over the place. Since both of the hallucinating Pieceys left after that happened, there's no way they could have neatly arranged the detergents found in the corner. But last time we investigated here, we saw lots of organized detergent bottles near where they bumped into each other.
Someone stood the bottles back up, and that Piecey who did so is very likely the culprit. Miss Nikki, please let me examine these bottles. This one's scent. It's Benny.
Why do you think it's Benny?
I'm not sure you remember, but I mentioned when Benny was my agent, he was incredibly attentive, helping me organize clothes, even tidy my dressing table. Scripts I carelessly left lying around would be stacked neatly, and any makeup I may have spilled on my desk would be arranged just like these detergent bottles. I should mention, this detergent scent is the one Benny usually uses.
We often see Benny washing his hands. It seems he always carries detergent with him.
Yeah, although this fragrance he usually uses is quite common and very mild, when placed alongside these other nearly scentless detergent bottles here, you can still figure out the difference between them. Moreover, only this bottle has been slightly used, and the bottle's cap has an extra seal ring inside of it. That's Benny's signature. If Benny stole the suitcase, after doing the dirty work of lockpicking, he'd want detergent to clean his hands. I now suspect that the big sack I accidentally bumped into, after being startled by Mr. Leon's performance while I was hallucinating, was actually Benny.
Benny was washing his hands while he was also startled by Mr. Leon, bumped into you, and dropped this detergent?
Exactly.
That's definitely possible, but so far, it's just speculation based on Benny's habits. It's hard to prove.
Exactly. And since this detergent is so common, Benny could easily blame another Piecey for leaving it behind.
I think we'll need to dig a little deeper. This interrogation simulation has been really helpful to us, Leora. If you can keep assisting us while we clear things up, we would really appreciate it.
It would be my pleasure. Ready, Miss Nikki? We'll start when you are.
If this bottle of detergent with a different scent really was dropped by Benny... Oh, I see. In that case, there's still one suspicious detail. When Benny was looking for the detergent that he had dropped, he tidied up the spilled bottles by force of habit. But if he had the time and energy to do that, how could he have not taken the detergent he actually dropped?
Indeed. In his case, not having detergent is probably as bad as not wearing clothes. I think maybe he did take a bottle of detergent, just the wrong one. Miss Nikki, what do you think?
Belford mentioned that the only detergent he's been transporting recently is the super duper palmed detergent. It doesn't smell like anything, and matches the characteristics of these detergents.
I see. Since the bottles all look alike, and the scent difference is minimal, it doesn't surprise me that he grabbed the wrong detergent in a hurry.
Even if Benny did grab the super duper palmed detergent by mistake, he probably realized it a long time ago. If he's already thrown away that bottle, we can't investigate further.
Maybe we can find supporting evidence from other testimonies. witnesses seen anyone with a distinctive appearance in their hallucinations? Like how I saw a sack with a big tear.
Squeaky said she saw a big sack split open after being scared by another noisy sack. Maybe what she actually saw was Benny, who got a big shock from Mr. Leon.
That's definitely possible. Looks like I'm not the only one who saw a hallucination resembling Benny.
So the truth has been right in front of us all along. We just didn't see it.
Great! Now we have both the detergent he dropped and the descriptions mentioned in everyone's testimony. Nikki, can we go interrogate Benny now?
I'm still a bit worried. Will these ambiguous pieces of evidence really make him confess?
I also feel something's missing. From what I understand of Benny, the more stressful the situation, the more eloquent he gets.
We've seen that behavior before. Even with a mountain of evidence, he just keeps arguing. Hey, could this be a trait of a showbiz manager?
Huh, you could say that. In the ruthless entertainment world, it was a skill he really took pride in. Given his personality, when faced with this evidence, he'll probably claim he was poisoned and ran to the scene, but he'll firmly deny touching the suitcase.
Yeah, I can picture that. Looks like we need solid proof to show he did actually come into contact with Madame Julie's suitcase. Leora, please help me one more time. Just one last interrogation simulation.
Ready, Miss Nikki? We'll start when you are.
I think the key is right here. How can we prove that Benny made contact with Madame Julie's suitcase?
To prove that, we need to find marks on the suitcase that only he could have left.
Madame Julie's suitcase is covered in dirt and scuff marks.
If Madame Julie saw it, she'd be upset for sure. But she carefully picked the fabric for this suitcase. It shouldn't be this fragile. Dirt or wear and tear. These might be the crucial clues to cracking the case. Benny definitely washed his hands with the super-duper pumped detergent he grabbed by mistake, but this detergent doesn't have any distinctive scent. Besides the scent, what kind of flaw could super-duper palmed possibly cause?
Alan once told us that Super Duper Palmed can amplify the effects of other types of detergent. So powerful that the estate won't even sell it to any outsiders.
That's especially true when it's combined with One Breath Bliss and One Wash Fresh detergents.
So that's it. Madame Julie's suitcase has always been maintained with One Wash Fresh, and that detergent is deeply soaked into the fabric.
That's why Gordon could make a special tracking reagent to help us find the suitcase.
But when One Wash Fresh is mixed with Super Duper Palmed, it becomes a detergent with cleaning power that's too strong. The marks on the suitcase aren't from wear, but damage caused by washing.
Oh, during the theft, the suitcase was covered in dirt, and Benny washed it with the detergent he had on hand, but the two detergents combined, damaging the fabric.
Exactly. It's probably because he realized the fabric was getting damaged that Benny didn't dare keep cleaning. Otherwise, with his obsession for cleanliness, he wouldn't have tolerated so much dirt still on the suitcase. Leora, could you help think this through? With this evidence, is there any way he could still deny it?
Considering Super Duper Palmed is not officially sold outside the estate, this evidence is quite conclusive. If he were desperate enough to fight back, maybe he would try to claim the marks were there before the theft? This is the photo Pommy took when the choo-choo train delivered Madame Julie's suitcase. Look, the suitcase looks perfect here. Those obvious wear marks must have appeared after this photo was taken. Miss Nikki, no, Detective Nikki, you did it. So this is what really happened that day. While everyone was hallucinating, Benny snuck onto the scene. No one knew that a new guest had arrived at that time, except for Colleen. After stealing the suitcase, Benny washed his hands out of habit, using the detergent he'd brought. Then, Mr. Leon shouted his lines, startling all the Pieceys. Leora knocked over Benny's detergent bottle. When he went to pick it up, he couldn't help but organize the scattered bottles. But he took the wrong detergent, the super-duper palmed, the one that Belford was responsible for transporting. Benny left with the wrong detergent and the suitcase. The estate was chaotic during those few days, so no one saw the detergent bottles lined up in the corner. Later, because the suitcase was so dirty, he tried cleaning it, but didn't expect the reaction between Super Duper Palmed and One Wash Fresh already soaked into the fabric would wear the material down. Bad seeds only grow bad fruit. Eventually, he left behind a flaw. Why did he choose this path? He cares deeply about his wounds, yet he joined Threadstar, tearing apart his own kind. Leora, we still don't know how deeply Benny's involved. Let's talk to him first, before we make a call.
Yeah. Although he definitely helped steal the suitcase, we haven't found any other clear sign of wrongdoing. The ledger isn't his, and the Golden Vision notes aren't with him either. He already served a century in prison and got hit by his own accomplice. Before we jump to conclusions and decide whether he's truly a bad Piecey or not, we need to gather all the facts, piece everything together, and see the full story for ourselves.
Prison? I guess I didn't know everything about him.
Actually...
It's fine, Mr. Momo. Thanks for helping uncover the truth. If Benny really is a key member of Threadstar and tried to harm Madame Julie, I'll personally bring him to justice. Even if he's got his reasons, or if he introduced Threadstar to me, even without meaning to, I want to hear it from him directly. Right. Before we find Benny, let's take this suitcase to Alan's for an inspection. With a professional detergent expert's report proving that 2 detergents made these marks, our interrogation will be stronger.
All right, let's go. With Nikki and Momo on the case, and Leora helping out too, there's no way we can fail. We're definitely going to catch him.
Oh, by the Silvergale! Isn't this Madame Julie's suitcase? You found it! But why is it so dirty and damaged? The Sovereign of Sexy should always be elegant, charming, and flawless from their head to their toes. Ugh, I can't stand seeing this!
Actually, we wanted to ask you about the damage on the suitcase. We're wondering, could it have been caused by detergent?
Well, you have certainly come to ask the right person. As a detergent tester myself, I am the most familiar with how to identify different types of detergents. And I am also someone who simply cannot handle when the beauty of this world falls victim to destruction.
So, Alan, can you tell what they are?
Unbelievable. Which staff member was so careless to make such a basic mistake?
Both detergents, One Wash Fresh and Super Duper Palmed, were detected on the suitcase. Their combination created the special Super Clean Palmed formula, which is too strong and damaged the fabric.
just like we guessed. Do Pieceys that come in contact with the special super clean palmed formula leave marks on their own fabric?
Definitely. That is why this special formula was only sold internally. The Ripple estate doesn't even keep a single bottle of it in stock. Who made this mistake? Bring them here, and I'll test them thoroughly. I'm sure I can detect the residue of the special formula.
That's great! Sorry, Alan, we're a bit pressed for time right now, but we'll fill you in on what happened later. With your help, we'll finally breathe easy. Momo, let's find Benny. He can't deny anything this time.
Here we go again. When will this end?
Benny, we've brought solid evidence this time. There's nowhere left to run. Tell us everything about Threadstar's plot.
No way. You're just trying to trick me. You really think I'd believe you? How many times do I have to repeat myself? I've got nothing to do with Threadstar!
A minor offender involved in coercive sales and forced rentals, sentenced to 100 years in prison with compulsory labor.
How did you find this? Don't bring that up. No!
You served Threadstar centuries ago, and we should believe you're not involved with them now? Benny, if you keep this up, you'll only end up back in prison. And for even longer next time. Why won't you confess?
No! An old newspaper can't prove a thing! It happened so long ago. How is that evidence? I never stole the suitcase or tried murdering Julie. Colleen! She's the one who did it!
Do you see it now, Benny? Madame Julie's suitcase has traces from the mixture of Super Duper Palmed and One Wash Fresh, the latter being the detergent used to clean the suitcase regularly.
So what?
Where did that Super Duper Palmed come from? The only explanation is if someone left their own detergent behind and took the transport shipment. And I think the culprit is you.
No!
Actually, we've got another crucial piece of evidence. If a professional investigator examines you, they'll tell whether you're truly as clean as you claim. Maybe you ended up just as over-clean as the suitcase, after coming into contact with the same mix of Super Duper Palmed and One Wash Fresh.
Enough! Enough! Stop talking about things I already know! I know I damaged the suitcase. I know I hurt the Pieceys. I know I'm an accomplice, but I've already tried to break away. Why can you just not let me go?
You've gone to prison for a century and still don't get it? A bad seed always bears bad fruit. Some mistakes should never have been made.
You don't know anything! What if that bad seed was just me being born? What if his dream was to be a perfect star, but an accident ruined his face? What if I was born from the nightmare wrapped in that damaged costume from such a disaster?
That seed wasn't bad. Even with that scar, you're still an excellent talent scout. helping a country girl step onto the stage, and your insistence on prop safety spared her from the same fate.
How? How did you know? Cersei?
Yes.
I've always wanted to ask her something. If I had not insisted on the original schedule that day, would she never have fallen?
She was doomed to die. She was investigating Threadstar's costumes and was targeted.
How come? No, I should have known. I rented those costumes. I just didn't dare to think about it. I always... After I got out, I was a ragged scrap with a 100-year sentence, shunned by everyone. Only Threadstar gave me a chance to keep creating perfect stars. So I told myself it was okay, that I was just a fringe Piecey on the sidelines. I stole the suitcase, but I didn't want to think about what was inside it. I kidnapped the Pieceys, but I didn't want to see what happened to them afterward.
A crime is still a crime. No matter how you tried to dodge it before, this time you still bared your claws at Madame Julie and tried to kill her.
I didn't. I'm not qualified to do such an important mission. Coolin assigned my tasks. She didn't even tell me Julie was still alive.
Julie was still alive. Leora, do you remember that when we were investigating in the Ripple wine cellar, Coolin said that too?
She did. She seemed unaware that Julie faked her death.
The attack on Madame Julie. Could the real mastermind still be hiding in the abandoned district? We need to ask Coolin again.
She won't cooperate. She joined Threadstar to find her missing twin brother. That's the only thing she truly cares about.
Missing? What else do you know about Coolin?
She'd rather talk to birds than to other Pieceys. Maybe because she once had a celeb crow named Cece. She's always been closer to those birds than Pieceys.
Cece? Could it be...
This scarf! Tommy said Mr. Simon and his sister once raised a celeb crow called Cece together.
But Simon is already...
Leora, would you be able to visit Tommy and borrow Mr. Simon's relics? I think we have a lot to discuss with Coolin now.
Okay, I'll be right back.
You'd better help her see things clearly. She doesn't need to live the way I did.
There's just one more thing, Benny. The regret from back then shaped who I am today. A patched-up me, someone with courage and patience, no longer afraid to face the truth. All the wounds, regrets, mistakes, everything is fixable. I hope you can forgive your own scars.
If only Leora had told Benny this sooner. Benny's done so many bad things, no one's going to forgive him.
Maybe what Leora meant... This again? Ask away. You're wasting your time. That's where you're wrong. We've discovered something we'd like to show you. Tommy informed us this scarf belonged to a late senior columnist. He was on his way home, planning to give this scarf with its subtle bird embroidery to his sister. Because... they once raised a celeb crow named Cece.
Where is he? What do you mean by late senior columnist?
I'm sorry, Coolin. What Tommy encountered was a Piecey that had been born from that person's clothing. His name is Simon. We were able to locate his whereabouts within your ledger.
I didn't know!
I think this letter was meant for you. It's possible he may have taken on a new Piecey name to conceal his true identity.
hoping to meet you again someday. But I'm sure that hearing that new name, it must have felt very unfamiliar to you.
I've been waiting for him to come home. I took my medicine. I took good care of Cece. I promised, even sick, I'd live longer than Cece, longer than him. I wrote the newspaper letter to every address listed in our book. Later, I went knocking door to door. None of them knew. He'd gone too far away. I then became a Piecey, and my brother. There must be another Piecey born from his closet. I waited and waited for such a long time. I kept all of his clothes safe. But why, brother, why did you leave me all alone?
His strongest wish was to go home and see his sister. He only had the clothing he wore outside. The road home was too long. Why did you think joining Threadstar would help you find your brother?
The final costume, the forbidden outfit, can capture every gaze and control every mind. So many people walk the streets of Sichi and beyond. There are so many cities that are just like it. I won't be able to find my brother in all of that. Unless the outfit's finished. Whoever wears it only needs to stand on the stage and ask one question for me. That's all.
The forbidden outfit. So that's Threadstar's ultimate goal? That's absolutely crazy! You knew full well that it was an evil power. Beyond all that, you were fully aware that the Pieceys you ordered to be kidnapped had loved ones who would be devastated, their hearts broken because of your actions. You know that pain better than anyone.
To hurt others for your own desires, that's incredibly selfish.
Enough of this, Colleen. Don't you ever commit these evil acts again.
I'm sorry.
I'm hoping you'll help us to expose Threadstar's plan.
The forbidden outfit is almost complete. Julie is a natural star, and the Golden Vision is aimed at using her as the final material. But I don't know who attempted to assassinate her, whether she actually died, or what the fabric I took was about. All I know is I was simply following orders to complete the mission.
So, you're telling us there's a hidden boss giving you orders? We've been tracking the culprit all along, yet they somehow saw through Madame Julie's fake death and responded right away. They couldn't have reacted so fast without being at the scene. This matches the plan between Madame Julie and Leora. Right here, in the abandoned district, lies the true mastermind behind all of Threadstar's evil plans. The problem is, we still can't figure out who they are.
No matter how many accomplices they have, we'll catch them all!
Right. Madame Julie got hurt, so she's probably still resting now. When it's daytime, we should talk to Madame Julie.
Oh, this is so exciting! What's next?
Madame Julie, Leora, what are you talking about?
Just bragging about how smart and brave my little Nikki is, and how she took down Threadstar and smashed their schemes.
Yeah, without Nikki's help, I don't think our risky plan would have ever worked.
And I'm just a first-time detective. I couldn't have come this far without everyone's help. However, the matter isn't fully resolved yet. The mastermind behind all this isn't Benny or Colleen. It's someone hiding deep in the shadows. Until we've caught them, Threadstar could still hurt Madame Julie or any one of us.
Dear, you're as kind and just as little Cersei. I really like you. But it can't always be you running around for me. Now it's my turn to pitch in.
Do you have an idea, Julie?
My little Cersei, do you remember our masterpiece? As the rain falls, as the flowers bloom.
I've seen reports about it. It was a play starring Cersei and Juliet.
That's right. Rain won't hold back my steps. Let the storm rage even harder. I'm setting out to find clear skies.
That's what the elder sister said to her younger sister when she left Rain City behind.
Yes, and then it goes.
But sister, they say beyond the city lies only deeper darkness. How will you pass through the clouds? How will you withstand the lightning?
We are the sorceresses, and we ride our brooms. Look, the storm clouds lit by lightning. I'll pierce through them, pierce through the storm. You long for clear skies, only proven with your eyes.
Only proven with your eyes.
That's right. Julie won't go down easy.
Madam Julie.
It's really great to have you back.
Oh, that's all thanks to my little Nikki. If she hadn't caught the remaining Threadstar remnants, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Everyone can relax now. The last of Threadstar's remnants, Benny and Colleen, have already been captured. Ripple Estate is safe once more.
How dare they try to take Julie down? I should have defeated her, just me!
The two of them have no shame.
The raindrops creating ripples are the rhythm of my dance. Only through celebration may we drive the darkness away. Friends, let's celebrate together. The Ripple Estate soiree is about to begin. Yay!
When the mastermind thinks we've lowered our guard and tries to strike Julie again.
We'll get them right away and end this forever.